Well, what's up guys? Brian here, the 3 Topics Game here to share with you another one of my worst to best tier list style ranking videos to share with you guys today. Now for this particular video, starting off in the month of August, I decided I would do a ranking of all of the characters part of my all-time favorite anime series, Dragon Ball. Now specifically, we're going to go over the Dragon Ball Z series. We won't be taking into account, their appearances in either Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super. That could be its own tier list style video in itself. But we're just going to focus on just what these characters did during the entire run of Dragon Ball Z. So before I get into my ranking, if you do happen to enjoy this video by the end, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, keep track of me on my future content. And I must say, this is a very extensive list, so you better buckle up. So as we jump right into the overall visuals of my breakdown, as you can see, a lot of characters. It looks like there's like well over 30 or close to maybe 40. And the way I have them ranked is in just these set spots. They're either all-time favorites, they're either great characters, or average, or characters of little significance, or forgettable, or somewhat I just don't know who that character is. So if there's a character that just so happens to end up in that spot and it's one of your all-time favorites, please don't take it personal. So I'm just going to run through each of these characters in order, not any, just grabbing a character and going. I'm going to say a quick word on them, or be sure to correct me in the comment section if I get a character's name wrong. So starting off with the first one, Burton from the Ginyu Force. I would put him as kind of forgettable. He's not really one of the top tier members of the Ginyu Force. I would say someone like Raccoon or even or Captain Ginyu would be more important. And I think he gets in like 1 or 2 fights and gets killed off pretty easily by, I believe, Vegeta, I believe. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he gets killed off by Vegeta. So he's kind of somewhat forgettable. Babidi. Babidi is the person who pretty much brought back Buu. So that's really all he does. But past that, he's kind of useless, and after a while, Buu gets tired of him and sort of gets rid of him, so little significance. He shows up, he does what he meant to do, and then he dies, and then you never hear from him again, unless you think about him in like other timelines when you get to some of the Trunk series. Next is this monkey. I know what he is for. he helps, I gotta put in, I don't know them. I know he kind of helps Goku during his training when he first dies and he goes to visit King Kai, but I just don't know who that monkey's name. Okay, yeah, he helps Goku train, but so do a lot of the characters that are more memorable, but I'm gonna have to put in, I don't know them. Bardock. Ooh, Bardock is a very great character. It's a shame the series didn't do too much with him, but just his overall character and life story in itself is very well handled, and I think he's awesome. Next, we have Majin Buu. Where would I put Majin Buu? I think Majin Buu is probably my favorite out of all the Buus, simply because I think he actually goes through a solid character arc of starting as someone who's kind of evil, but in a playful nature, but then he kind of learns compassion, and then he becomes a hero, and, he ends up actually joining the Z Warriors by the end. And if I actually could have applied his appearance in Dragon Ball Super, he does a little bit more. I would have loved to have seen him take part in the Tournament of Power. I think that would have been awesome to see what he could have done. Then you have, like, Super Buu. I think Super Buu is average. I mean, he has some, he's pretty tough. He goes through a lot of fights. But then you have, like, the enhanced version of Super Buu when he absorbs Gohan. That one is great. Definitely serious, major threat for some number of characters. Then there's Kidroo. I think I'd put Kidroo in average. I think this is just the most unstable version of the character, but he is the one that Goku ends up defeating in the end and putting an end to his reign of terror once and for all. So that's where I would put him. I have no idea who that character is. I think he's from Dragon Ball, but I'm sure he's from Dragon Ball, but I have no idea who that is. Bulma is a great character. Now, just guys, to let you know, these spots, in terms of, doesn't mean one character is better than another in a certain tier. I'm just putting them just to put them there, because these spots you're going to fill up. But Bulma, wife of Vegeta, has been a part of the series since Dragon Ball and has been a recurring character. She's a brilliant inventor. She's the mother of Trunks. She's the wife of Vegeta, my all-time favorite character. So, where he'll probably end up going at by the end. But Bulma, love Bulma. I would definitely pick Bulma over Chi-Chi any day. Plus, she has that really cool green hair, which really stands out to me. In her personality, she ain't afraid of anybody. That's one thing I've always liked about Bulma is, regardless of how powerful she is, she very much stands up for herself and ain't scared of anybody. At times. But, yeah, Bulma just probably one of my favorite female characters in all of Dragon Ball, just to say that. Next, Android 16. I think he's okay. I mean, he shows up during the Cell series, and he has that cool little speech to go on that gives him the motivation to actually stand up for himself and fight Cell. His death is okay, but I would have liked to have seen them do more of his character. It is a shame they don't try to bring him back and rebuild him. I know his head gets crushed by Cell, but, you know, if they could keep Android 18 and 17 alive, it's just a shame that they didn't try doing that with 16 or try to rebuild him. I mean, you have his body. I mean, I can't remember if Cell, like, completely blew away his body completely, and that's why they couldn't do it, but I think seeing more of him would have been great. Next, you have Android 17. Ooh, great android. Actually, I'm going to pair Android 18 and 17 together. They're really good as a pair. Very, very threatening. They actually managed to kill off all the Z fighters once Goku had died of his heart virus during Trunks' timeline. Technically, future Trunks' timeline. And I think that past that point, you know, no, actually, I would actually put 18 above 17 overall. And, you know, this very much gets better in Super, which, you know, we're not taking that into account. But, you know, I think these are two characters that start off as being one thing and then, you know, kind of grow a heart, and I think they have their bombs and their bodies removed and become better characters because of that. I know 18 probably is given a lot more to do than 17 during the Buu saga, but, you know, they're overall, they're solid characters. Okay, 16. Little significance, I'd say. I mean, the only thing I like about him is he kind of beats the crap out of Goku, and then Vegeta, like, has one of his ultimate boss moments. So he's strictly there to get killed off by Vegeta and have one of his all-time great moments of even showing him transform to Super Saiyan for the first time in front of a live group. So that's why I'll put him as little significance. Cell. Ooh, where would I put Cell? So I think Cell's a great villain. I'll put all three versions. I'll put imperfect, you know, semi-perfect, and perfect Cell. Ooh, he's a very great character. Very charismatic, has a great voice, really is a solid fighter, definitely can stand up to anybody, and I think he definitely has probably one of the best villain deaths ever. I would definitely take his death over Frieza's death any day. Next, Chaotsu. Chaotsu. What are you doing here? Great character in Dragon Ball, but sadly you don't really do anything except die. I mean, it's kind of forgettable. I mean, I'll be nice. I'll put in a little significance, okay? Little significance. I mean, he does blow up himself to try to kill up Nappa. That ends up being kind of pointless, and that kind of drives TA to get really pissed off, but he don't really do anything in Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. And does he even show up in Dragon Ball Super? I don't even think so. But we now have... Uh-oh. What is this? What's this? Yep, sorry. I apologize. Hang on. I gotta... Sorry about that. I don't know why that popped up there. But we got Chi-Chi, Goku's wife. Great character. Good mother to Goten and Gohan. Raised him well. Has a fiery temper. Would not want to get the bad side of her. And she's a great cook. I just don't think she does much. She doesn't have as much development as Bulma. Even though both of those characters have been part of the entire series. And have, you know, I think Chi-Chi had more to do. Was a better character in Dragon Ball. And just Dragon Ball. Than I think in Z or Super. So that's where I would put her. Kui. Forgettable. What does he do except get killed by Vegeta? Nothing. Deborah. Deborah with little significance. I mean, okay, he has like a good fight with Gohan, but once Buu's out, he's kind of useless, and he doesn't really pop up again after that. Dende. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna put Dende in average. I mean, okay, he dies, I believe, a couple times, and then he becomes the guardian of Earth when Kami gets merged with Piccolo, and that's about it. I don't think he does too much. He does stay alive during the Buu saga, so the Dragon Balls are still there, but other than that, he's kind of there. Deborah. Little significance. I mean, By the way, there's a thunderstorm going outside, so if you guys hear some thunder, just prepare yourself. Deborah, I mean, one of Frieza's stooges. I mean, she's got an interesting look. I think that's a she. That might be a he. That's the weird thing about some Dragon Ball Z characters. You can't tell if they're female or male. But you know, I guess she was pretty threatening and torturing the Nameks during the Frieza saga. So there's that. Okay, Bulma's dad. I have no idea what his name is, so I'm not gonna put it. Like, here's the weird thing. I know who he is. I just don't know what his name is. But he does do a lot in terms of helping Bulma build things. Like, he helps build the machine, the training machine that Vegeta uses. Plus, he also built the ship that allowed Goku to even go get to Namek. So I will put him in average, even though for the life of me, I do not know his name, and I feel bad about that. Dr. Gero. Little significance. Okay, sure, he built the androids, and he pretty much created the embryo that would become Cell. But past that point, don't really do anything. Okay, King. I believe this is King Yama. Pretty much king of the underworld, or the afterlife, I think. Don't really do anything. I mean, okay. I mean, he allows people to come to and from the dead, I guess. But other than that, yeah, don't really do all that much. Frieza. Ooh, Frieza's a great villain. Great villain. I think probably some people consider Frieza to be their favorite villain of all time, and I can understand why. I would just prefer Cell. I think he's a lot more charismatic. I think Frieza just has a superiority complex, just never seems to learn. Because of that, wait a second. I keep doing it. I kept thinking for the longest time that Frieza was a girl, but Frieza's a guy. But I think Frieza's the most reoccurring villain in Dragon Ball. Just doesn't know how to stay down. It just keeps coming back, getting chances, and just never seems to learn their lesson. Though Frieza was helpful during Tournament of Power, so you gotta give Frieza prompts for that, and actually did do some training. Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu is the Ginyu Force is named after him, but you know, outside of getting turned by a frog, he doesn't really do too much except switch bodies with Goku, which was a big moment. But then he gets turned into a frog, and then he kind of gets a body and super, but that's beside the point. Okay, Gohan. Ooh. Gohan is a great character. All versions of Gohan. I would say out of all characters in Dragon Ball, he probably has the second best development of any character. But his development is so natural because he goes from a scared little boy to becoming one of the strongest Saiyans among the Z fighters. It's just a shame that they didn't continue that after the Cell Saga, but that was because some people were upset and didn't really want the franchise to be followed on by Gohan. That is something I do know. But Gohan, great character. They kind of did him dirty early in Super, but he did kind of improve and make his way back. But yeah, I had no problem with him being the one that took out Cell. It is a shame that he didn't. He did well against Super Buu for a while until he got absorbed, or until technically Super Buu absorbed Gotenks or Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and then start getting his butt whooped. But yeah, Gohan, great character. And speaking of which, we have Gotenks fusion between Trunks and Goten. I really wish we could age Trunks and Goten so we could see a much growner, much older version of Gotenks. But he only showed up a couple times during the Buu saga and had a very, very good fight with Super Buu. Almost finished him off until his time ran out, but otherwise, I think this was a great fusion between the two characters. I think it enhanced both Trunks and Goten as a pair. Next, we have Kami. Kami. What am I going to do with Kami? I guess Kami will be average. I mean, he was the guardian of the Earth and protected the Dragon Balls but once he fused with Piccolo, then Piccolo became like Super Piccolo, and so that's all I can say about him. Okay, you Cricket. Same as the monkey. I know what you're there for, but I have no idea who you are. So that's where I will place you. Next, we have you. Grodu or something like that. I mean, I'd say he's the weakest member of the Ginyu Force. Gets killed off by Vegeta pretty easily, and his power is when he holds his breath, he can like freeze time. But past that point, doesn't really do anything. And I'm not even sure if I'm getting his name right, so he's kind of forgettable. Jace, also forgettable. Doesn't really do anything. Another weak member of the Ginyu Force gets killed off by Vegeta pretty savagely, but doesn't really do anything. Kai, or the Supreme Kai. I put Supreme Kai in average. I mean, I guess the Kai had their importance during the Buu saga, so there was that. And then there's the older Kai, helped unlock, Gohan's, mystic form, which was effective for a small amount of time, and it kind of seems like it's almost like a little bit of a perv, like Master Roshi, but not quite as much. So that's where I would put him. You, I know where you're from, but I have no idea who that character is. King, who are you? Who are you? I said you're King Frieza? What? I guess maybe forgettable. I mean, you have Frieza, you have Cooler, and King Cold. Okay, yes, okay, King Cold. Kind of forgettable. Only shows up once Frieza gets turned into an android, like a cyborg a little bit, and then Peter Trunks comes in and dispatches both of them in like 5 minutes. But other than that, didn't really do too much. Krillin. Ooh, boy, do I have a lot to say about Krillin. I'm going to put Krillin at the head of the average because I'm going to say something that is pretty sad, but it is true. The most significant thing that Krillin did throughout the entire run of Dragon Ball Z was die. And that's not to be mean, because that was important. I mean, let's think about this. During the Saiyan saga, he didn't really do too much against Nappa and Vegeta. Sure, he threw the Spirit Bomb, but he missed, and it bounced off Gohan, and then he was about to kill Vegeta, but then Goku stopped him. During the Frieza saga, he took part in a number of fights, but once he got killed, that was the catalyst that pushed Goku to turn into a Super Saiyan for the first time. During the Android saga, he also really doesn't do too much except fall in love with Android 18, but he's pretty useless. And then he's even more useless during the Buu saga. So really, the peak of his significance was dying. But it was a sad death because Krillin was a major character in Dragon Ball. So I could say he probably had the most significant death of any character that had a purpose in terms of helping another character reach a level of power that even they probably didn't know in the form of Goku. So yeah, I gotta put Krillin as average. If anything, he actually did more surprising. I think they did Krillin a little bit better in Super, which is saying something. Next is you. I have no idea who you are. I know you're from Dragon Ball, but I have no idea who you are. King Kai. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's King Kai. Yeah, King Kai. Great character. Trained Goku. Trained a number of characters. Is always present. Has all the answers at time, and seems very knowledgeable. And it's just one of the favorite amongst fans. Hercule. Bit of a kind of stupid but average. I mean, he has his usefulness. I mean, he did kind of help Goku take out Kidroo at the end of the series, so I'll give him credit for that. And he was able to turn Majin Buu into a good guy, so that's something I don't think anyone would have expected. Next is you. I have no idea who you are. I know you take over for the Namek Dragon Balls, but I have no idea who you are. Next is Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo. Oh, of course, I'm not gonna put Popo at the top of the list. That would be funny though. I'm putting him at average. I mean, past the Saiyan saga, he doesn't really do anything. I know Mr. Popo was really, really popular for specific reasons because of his creepiness, but I do believe he did save Dende from getting turned into a chocolate bar during the Buu saga, so he was a hero at that point. I believe this is Bulma's mom. Okay, I'm gonna put just her in average. That's Bulma. I do not know who the name of Bulma's parents, but I know that they're there. So that's all I can say. Nappa, I'll put Nappa in little significance. They could have. Part of me wishes they had somewhat done more of him, but he was just a brute that took out a lot of the Z fighters. Well, most of them. He killed Piccolo. Tien died trying to fight him, and Goku managed to break his back, and since then we just never saw much of him. But I think for the time we had with him, I think he did put it to good use, but past that point, he just was never even brought up again. I mean, unless you count GT. Nail. Nail, little significance. He tried to fight Frieza on his own, got his ass kicked, got absorbed by Piccolo, gave him a little bit of a power up, but then that didn't really help all that much. So, little significance. Who? Okay, I know. Again, another character. I know what he does. I gotta put him in forgettable because all he does is unlock, I guess, Gohan and Krillin's potential on Namek, and then he just dies. But he was the original guardian of the Dragon Ball, so there is that. So who is okay? I do not know who this pig is. He keeps popping up. I have no idea who that is. Ooh, okay, Piccolo. Piccolo, great character. Great character, Piccolo. So there is that. I don't know how long this video is even going. Let me just check. 19 minutes. Okay. Piccolo, great character. A better father figure to Gohan, I would say. Very much goes through a great amount of development because at first, I mean, he was kind of semi-evil at the beginning of Z, but he grew attached to Gohan and then became a fantastic character. I think he actually did quite a lot during the Android saga, during the Android saga. In terms of, I think his best fight was definitely against, I believe, 17. And he actually, once he fused with Kami, he became like more powerful than even a Super Saiyan. So I think that says a lot. Okay, I mean, forgettable. I mean, okay, you're the dragon from Namek. I have no idea what your name is, but you can grant 3 wishes. But, that's, I'll put you in little significance just to be nice. I have no idea who that cat is. A lot of these characters are just from Dragon Ball. A character that just keeps popping up, but I don't know what you do. You're just sort of there. Okay, next we have Goku. Goku is a great character. I mean, he's the face of the franchise. He has his own holiday in Japan. He is the main character of the entire Dragon Ball saga. The only thing that keeps him from the top is simply that his character he does not really go through a character change. I mean, that realistically is the biggest flaw of Goku. Is just he never really changes as a character. The only thing that changes is he just gets stronger in power. Now, that's not to say that is a bad thing, and he definitely has all of the all-time great fights throughout the series, whether it's Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super or heck, even Dragon Ball Heroes. He has all the best fights. He is the hero and face of this franchise, but he refuses to change, and I just wish that there was a little bit of edge to his character. I mean, he's only kind of ventured into the dark side a few times, but I just wish we saw a little bit more of that. But again, he is still all-time is great character, no question about that. I would even say he's probably my second favorite character in Dragon Ball as a total. Okay, another character who I think Koran, I think that's what his name is. So he makes sensu beans, and those are always kind of helpful. And yeah, so there's that. And my camera is about to die, so please don't go anywhere. I'm going to pause the camera, let it charge a little bit, and then I will come back and we will continue this list moving forward. So I'll pause it right about now. And we're back, and let's continue the breakdown. Next character we have on our list is Raditz, Goku's brother. Unfortunately, he's got to go in little significance. I mean, he shows up in the first season, kidnaps Gohan, gets killed by Piccolo's super special beam cannon, and I think he's only mentioned ever once after that, which is a shame because being Goku's brother, I mean, that's family. I mean, I can only imagine what they could have done for his character if they had chosen to do more of him. It just seems like for someone who has such a personal connection to the main character that they did so little seems a little bit disappointing. I would be totally open for like some sort of storyline in which somehow Raditz came back and maybe he and Goku actually established a relationship or something like that. I know I've seen a couple of fan film stories like that online, but to actually see Raditz make some sort of appearance, return after all this time, I think would be something I would personally welcome. Next is Raccoon. Raccoon is a great character. He's without question my favorite member of the Ginyu Force. I think he has the most personality and character. Even though he does get one-shotted by Goku, I thought it was pretty entertaining, which is why I would put him in that tier. Next is Chi-Chi's father. Again, another character who I do not know his name. I don't think he does anything in this series, but I think he was a pretty big character in Dragon Ball. So that's where I would have to put him. I just don't know him. I mean, I'll put him in forgettable because I know who he is. I just don't think he does anything. Next, Master Roshi. Master Roshi, ooh. I think I'll put Master Roshi in average. Another character, another carryover from Dragon Ball. Big character, he does do quite a bit in the Tournament of Power, but he's a bit of a pervert. He did teach Goku and Gohan pretty much most of the things that they know, but during the Z Saga, he's just kind of there. Doesn't really do much. Next is, Cybermen. Forgettable. I mean, they did kill Yamcha, so that's pretty big. But that's all they do. They show up once and don't really do anything. Saiyaman. Well, that's just Goku with a corny superhero persona, so that's wrong for him. There's not much to say. Not too fond of his superhero alter ego, but I guess. I mean, he does adopt some aspects from the Ginyu Force, which I thought was always strange, but he's there. Next, again, another character I do not know. He's just sort of there. Shinrod. Shinrod doesn't have much personality. I mean, he just shows up and does wishes. I mean, okay, he shows up, you collect Dragon Balls, he grants one wish, he goes away for like a year, and then you gotta do it all over again. So, yeah. This one. Oh, I'm sad about this one. Goten. I have to put Goten in average, which is sad because, being the other son of Goku, being his youngest son, I just wish they did more with him. And it doesn't help that they don't even do much with. They probably do less with him during Super, which is hurtful. I mean, why even bother giving him a second son if they never really do much with him? I mean, the most that he ever actually does anything is with Trunks, and that's to create the fusion, create Gotenks and fight Super Buu. But outside of that, they don't really do much. When that's sad. I really wish they would do more of his character. There's so much. Again, another character that has such a great personal connection with the face of your franchise that you do hardly anything with him. I mean, I'm not saying you elevate him to the same level as, say, Gohan, but give Goten something to do than just to stand there and look cute. And remind us that, yeah, he looks identical to how Goku was when he was a kid. Okay, I have no idea who this guy is. All I know is he's like a stooge for, Babidi, and that's about it. And so is this guy. So both of you are going in, I just don't know them. Tien. Oh, God, I gotta put you in average. Another character who was big in Dragon Ball, but just didn't do much in Dragon Ball Z. He died trying to fight Nappa. Didn't do anything during the Namek Frieza saga. Don't think he... Oh, well, I'll take it back. I think his biggest moment in the entire Dragon Ball Super series is when he kept using his Tri-Beam attack on Imperfect Cell. I think that's his moment of fame. But even past that, he's just kind of... maybe he pops up every once in a while, but doesn't really do much. Next, we have Future Trunks. Oh, I'm definitely putting Future Trunks is a great character. Great character, and even better in the Super Saga. I like what they used him for. I liked seeing his interactions with Vegeta, even though I even think his interactions with Vegeta would help mold Vegeta's attitude towards young Trunks. I mean, especially when Trunks got killed right then and there from Cell at the beginning of his tournament, and then Vegeta just kind of lost it. I think that had a bit of significance. And when he went back and he took care of business, he killed 18 and 17 and took out Imperfect Cell, and the story continues on from there. So definitely a great character. Not so much for Trunks, though. I'd say he's in the same department as Goten. They're given something to do. They're just not given much to do. I mean, outside of having like a little rivalry with Goten, which is parallel to Vegeta's rivalry with Goku, and having that emotional moment with Vegeta when he sacrifices himself to try to take out Majin Buu. Outside of being able to fuse with Goten, he doesn't really do much. I mean, this is definitely enhanced greatly in Super, I must say. Who are you? Another character. I have no idea who you are, but I'm pretty sure you're from Dragon Ball. I don't know who you are. Babidi? No, that's not Babidi. I have no idea who that is. I know you're Master Roshi's sister, and that's about it. That's all I know. So that's where you'll go. I know who you are. I just don't think you do anything. Basically, this is like the resurrected version of Kid Buu after he got killed. Apparently, Goku made a wish to have him come back and be a fighter, but he shows up in only like one episode, and that's it. And that's like the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. I think he shows up more in GT, but as far as I know, I don't think he's ever showed up even in Super. So there's that. Next, Zarbon. I'll put him in a little significance. I think he's probably my favorite one of Frieza's stooges. Has a pretty monstrous transformation, has 2 big fights with Vegeta, and goes out pretty significantly. I would say that was definitely one of Vegeta's best kills. Next, we have Yamcha. Yeah. Oh, boy. Woo, Yamcha. Ooh, boy, did they do you dirty. Where am I put him? No, I would put him in a little significance because I mean, at least Tien has like a moment to shine. Yamcha don't do anything in Dragon Ball. I mean, he gets killed off after training with Mr. Popo for who knows how long. He gets killed immediately by Cybermen. He's dead the entire time during the Namek run. He gets one-shot by Dr. Gero and gets turned into chocolate during the Buu Saga. He does even less than other characters, so yeah, he's a little significant. Next, Jirobi, little significant. I mean, he did help Goku during his first fight with Vegeta when he transformed to his Grade 8 form, so he did do something, and he almost could have killed Vegeta, and then I don't think he really does anything past this point. So he has little significance. He does do something. It's pretty big, but past that point, don't really do anything. Videl, daughter of Hercule, wife of Gohan, mother of Pan. Don't really do anything, so I gotta put her in a little significance. And now we only have 3 characters left, and I'm just gonna pair all these guys. I'm gonna put Vegeta, or Evil Vegeta, and Vegito as all-time favorites. No question, Vegeta is without a doubt my favorite Dragon Ball character of all time. He, without question, has the most character development and change of any character. I don't even think that's up for debate. I like characters that have a little bit more edge and aren't too goody-goody, but even he has a soft side that he's not ashamed to show, and this is even made even better in Super. And then to have the fusion of Vegeta, which is by far my favorite fusion between Goku and Vegeta, even though there's Vegeta and then there's Gogeta, but Vegeta is definitely my favorite fusion between the two. And that pretty much solidifies my entire list, so that is it. You have it, my entire tier list style breakdown of every single character in Dragon Ball Z. So now that you guys know my breakdown, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on my list as well. You can give it a try, but if you think you can organize this list however you want in the comments down below, go right ahead and knock yourself out. But like always, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe this video to help improve my chances of improving the performance of this channel. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will catch you next time.